Hello. Hope you can hear me. Okay. Let's start. Fine. So we just had part 2 1 hour ago. So this is part 3. I have already written the questions and stuff here. Okay. So we'll do that one by one. Okay. So in this stream we'll look at the hard no level 2 questions. So as usual, the GitHub link is in the video description. I'll paste it in the chat as well and pin it. How is this playing? Okay. Yep. So you guys can check out the questions here. I just committed the solutions as well for the L1 questions. All of the solutions are there in the solutions branch. Okay. You can go to solutions and see that. Okay. So let's start the L2. So in this stream, we'll be looking at only the first 5 questions. Okay. I have written that in the notes as well. It's here in my Apple notes as well. The first 5 questions. So let's start. Unless you guys have any other questions, we can start. First question, find employees with the nth highest unique salary using Java Streams API. Okay. So here is the question. You have a list of employees. Okay. And right, there are 5 employees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 employees. And you're supposed to find the nth largest. So n, let's say n is equal to 3, then it is the third largest. Fine. So largest means what is the first thing that comes into mind? You have to sort it. So there is one thing that we have to do, which is sorting in reverse order. So sort descending order so that we get the largest element. That is one thing we have to do. What is the next thing they are asking? The distinct element. So what are they asking? Unique salary, right? One second. Okay, fine. So yeah, you guys take your time. Think about the solution. Put it in the chat if you guys have some answer. So I told about sort already. The another thing is unique, right? So what do you do for that? So you need this largest and unique salary. Can you give a timer of 1 minute? Okay. What's the time now? 4 o'clock. Yeah, you can take till 4, 5 to figure out the answer. So I'll just say why unique also, because let's say you sort these salaries, right? There is the salaries. If you sort this, what will be the answer? You'll be getting, oops, what did I hit? 60K, 70K, and you get 80K, again 80K, and then finally 90K, right? So that is what you'll be getting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then they're asking unique. So let's say they're asking the 4th largest. Okay, then what will be the answer according to this one? It will be 80K, but that is not the 4th largest, right? Because 90K should be the 4th largest. 2 people got 80K doesn't means that is the 4th largest salary in the whole employee system or something like that. So you should return 90K. So that's why you have to eliminate these duplicates as well. So yeah, how will you do it? Is employee an array? No, employee is a list. It's a list of employees. Oh, employee is an array. Oh, I just noticed that. Yeah, employee is an array. but that shouldn't cause much issues in the answer. But yeah, okay, first step we will convert it to list. Okay, so how will you convert it to list? Is your chat coming through? I don't know. My comments are not going through. Oh, okay. Fine, then I'll carry on. Okay, so I'll convert array to list. So the reason why we are converting array to list is because on an array, you cannot do a stream. So let's say I do employees dot, there is no stream here. You can't do a stream on this. So you need to convert that into an list first. Okay, so there is normal way to convert a array to list. You can declare an array list and then add iterate through these employees and add each item into the list, but that is kind of verbose. So there is a utility helper function which does that actually. So there is an arrays dot to list, to stream, arrays dot stream, and then you give it any array, it will generate a stream for you. Okay, so you got a stream now. We can use the existing array stream, correct, exactly. So you can use the existing array stream to do that. Now dot, and then you can do any of the stream functions here. Okay, so with that we found that. Now how will you get the unique salary and then sort it also? Distinct dot sorted, correct, distinct dot sorted, but then distinct just does this, right? How will it know that it is to distinct based on the salary? What if it is distincting based on the employee name or the department? How do you say to it that you have to distinct it based on, right, the salary? So the hint is, the question is not expecting the whole employee object. No, it is just expecting you to give the distinct salary. So it just needs a number 80,000. That's it. Okay, so that is the hint. There is no mapping function to, so you have mentioned distinct of x dot salary, right? But there is no mapping function like that. There is only one possible method for distinct, which doesn't take any input. So you should have already given the salary to it. You can't say it to take the salary. Okay, so what we can do is, since we just need the salary, right? You don't need to keep this employee object anymore. We will immediately convert it to, so that's why we have the map function, right? To convert it to just the salary. Oops. Okay, so from here what did we get? This map function gave us a double stream of double. My comments are not going through. So only your my comments are not going through comment is coming. We'll figure out what is wrong with YouTube, why the comments are not going through. Okay, so for now I'll just wait 5 seconds. If you don't comment by then, I'll keep moving. So map the employee salary to this and then do dot, and then you have your distinct here. Okay, you got all the distinct items. Then you, as you initially said, distinct, then you do sorted, but sorted will give you ascending order. Then you have to do reverse, but I don't think you can do it here. So you have to say comparator. Is there a no? Reverse order. Okay, comparator dot reverse order, and then you should say dot find skip. So how much did you skip? N, then dot find first. Okay, so all this you have to do. Comparator dot comparing, no, comparator dot reverse order is there directly, so you can do that. Okay, so this is returning you an optional double. So when it returns optional double, okay, you copy it and you put it here. Skip dot find first looks verbose. Yeah, but then we can't do anything else because skip actually again gives you a stream, so you have to collect it. So find first is the collector, so that is what actually gives you the final result that we want, because skip is a stream of double again. Okay, so return nth largest dot or else -1. So they already gave that if there is no nth largest, so you see here, if there is no nth largest unique salary, return -1. So if nth largest salary is null, we just return -1. Okay, fine. So I think that's it. I'll just put it neatly so that you can read easily. So first we do map to eliminate everything in the map other than the salary. Then we do distinct to find unique salaries. Then we sort it, but you sort it in reverse order because you want the highest salary first, so it should be in descending order. Then you skip n elements. So they said like nth element, if they say 3, something like that, so you skip the first 3 elements and then find the first element in that stream. Okay, so if I run this is L2, right? L2, the inputs are wrong. Let me fix it. Okay, so run as JUnit test. Okay, so we got the JUnit answer. Let me run it again in full screen. It was test find employees with this one. Test find employees with nth highest unique salary, number 3rd. Oh no, not this. Unique salary, where is it? This one. Test find employee with nth highest unique salary is giving false. I mean, what do you say? Is not returning the expected outcome. Now let's see why. So it is expecting 70,000. Okay, expected is here, result is here. Let me run again. So it is expected 70,000 but got 60,000. Huh? How did it get 60,000? Skip n-1. But what is n here? N is 3. Just a minute. N is 3. So you have to skip n minus 1. Okay, let's try that. But how did it come to 60,000? Oh yeah, we got it. Okay. So let's go to iPad and see what happened. So we have 60,000, 70,000, 80,000 and 90,000. 4 items, right? So if I skipped 3 items even, I should get 90,000, right? How did I get 60,000? That is my question. Oh, because it's in descending order. Okay. So it will be 90K, 80K, 70K and 60K. Got it. Okay. So if I skip 3 items, all these 3 get skipped and you got 60K. So I have to skip n minus 1. So I have to skip only these 2 items. So I get 60K. Okay. Got it. Fine. So let's move on. Good find. Thank you. So second question, convert list of objects to map with custom key value pairs using Java Streams API. Okay. So example, output. Okay. So sorry, let's go to iPad. So we have the same employee set again. Okay. They wanted to be custom grouped by department. So in HR there is Alice and who else is there? Charlie. Okay. And in so to map doesn't work here. So why doesn't to map work here? Think about it while I'm writing here. So in IT there is Bob and David, and in finance there is Eve. Okay. So now we have to figure out. Right, now we have to figure out how we can split people like this, partition people like this. Ideas are welcome. To map is for simple one-to-one cases, I guess. Right. Correct. So to map is for simple one-to-one cases. So what do we do here for this case? So essentially I want a map of string, comma, employee. Or not just employee, list of employees. So yeah, to map is correct. For e dot uppercase, like simple functions like that, you can use that. But for things like this, you need a map of string, comma, list of employees. So it says this is like the department. It says the department, and these are the employees in that department. So we save department in a list first. Okay, how will you do that? Then pass it to grouping by. Okay, so grouping by takes in 2 variables, right? Hardcode, no hardcoding. Okay, grouping by takes 2 grouping by takes only one function. So grouping by takes one function which says you want to group by what. In that you can just, let's say they're asking you group by department, right? This is literally the answer there. So you just say group by department. That's it. So it knows that department is a string. So it will take that as a key. And what is the value? Value is the items that are coming in the stream, which is employees. And it will create a list out of it, of employees. And that is a map for you. Okay. Make sense? Cool. Yeah. So thing is, we have to kind of remember which API takes what input. Okay. So again, this is arrays.stream of employees, then dot collect collectors dot grouping by, and then you just say employee department. That's it. So let me write this more neatly. Dot collect stream. Okay, fine. And you store that into this. Hey. Oh, they just want the name only. So note that also. So they don't want the full employee itself. I just noted that. So collectors dot grouping. Yes, your answer is correct. If we wanted the full employee, so if I wanted map of, what is say, group, map of string comma list of employee, this is correct. But then they are saying you need to adjust the string. So where will you use the map? The problem is, so you said after grouping by you do map join, right? You collected here already. You can't do anything after this. This is not a. Let me remove this so that I don't see that error. Okay, so collect actually gave you a map. Now you have only map operations you can do on it. How will you perform something after this collection? Don't collect. Okay, if I don't collect, let's say you do a map here. Employee, what do you want? Name. Now this employee name. Now this became a stream of strings. You can't see, this became a string of strings. You don't have employee data anymore. So you don't get the department value here anymore. You can't group it by department, correct? Right. So when I'm not sure about this, let's try this. So there is this thing called collect and then. Okay, let's try that. Collect collectors dot collecting and then, right? So here you have to give two values. No, not here. So grouping by, no, I'm not sure what to do here. You group by department. So is there a grouping by here? So grouping, no. This is wrong. This should be a map. See, output should be HR colon and then an array of, list of items, right? So this should be at least list of string. Like this. How come the test case passed? There is no test case for it, I guess. Why did this not error out? Convert list of objects to map, right? Oh, it's here. Oh, they're doing a toString and checking. Okay. Regardless, it's a valid use case though. What's a valid use case? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a valid use case. Now we got... So I think here you have to do partition by. A string. No, they simply, converted it like this. So they're just checking if that is valid. Instead of building a whole object, they simply did this. This is also wrong. Expected. Okay, let's try that. Okay, now we have a list. Why can't we run another stream operation on it to just join? We don't have a list. That's the problem. This is actually giving what? Where is it? We are having a list of employee. Yeah, you can't do anything on this now. Let me think for a second. So I am thinking, let's say I'm using partition by. So partition by was having what? Partitioning by was having Boolean. So you can't use that also. Yeah, that was the problem. Correct. So you can't use partition by, then you have to use grouping by only. Okay, let's check the answer. In combination with collectors.mapping. They're saying group by and then mapping. Okay. Oh. Oh, so you can give one more argument here. Okay. So after your get department, there is an option to give one more argument saying what should be the value mapped to. So in our grouping by, right? Then this is also list of string. We need list of string only. So I don't know why you mentioned that, but we need employee names only. I mean, like the name as the list, right? We already achieved list of string. No, we didn't achieve list of string. So if I didn't add this extra, right? Where is this ending? If I do this, let's say I did just this, then I'll just get map of string comma list of employee. But we need a list of string where we say the second part should be constructed based on the name of the employee, not the whole employee itself. That's why we did list of string. So if I do this now, okay, and check this, this returns a map of list of string. Okay, fine. So let's return this and hope it works. This is test convert list of objects to map. Test convert list of objects to map single employee. Is it return single employee? No, just map. This one. So it is expecting HR, Alice, Charlie, IT, this thing, but it became finance E. So you got the values. So HR, Alice, Charlie came, finance E came, and then IT, Bob, David came, but they are not in the correct order. That is a problem. So why is it not in order? I didn't do anything to the order. That is just, yeah, you can run just one test if you go to the methods usages. Oh, is it? Can I just run this? Like this? Oh, that's neat. Fine. Thank you. I'll do that then. So thing is, we got the answer, expected answer, but it's not in the correct order. That is the problem. And we can't guarantee order for hash map anyway. I don't know why they did this kind of logic here in the solution. So what I'll do is I will build a map. Assert equals expected result. No, dot toString. Okay, this will be convert expected to map. Yeah, I'll convert this expected also to a map. So this will be map dot off. I should have kept this. I'll keep this here. And it is HR comma list of Alice and Charlie, comma IT is list of Bob and David, and finance is list of Eve. Okay, so this is not needed anymore. Now if I rerun this, yep, okay, that got passed. Okay, so that was a mistake in the test case itself, so that is fixed. Okay, so I hope this is clear. This is not very intuitive though. So one thing we have to notice that is, yeah, I'll repeat it. In the collector, there is an overloaded collector for grouping by, where we say it should be grouped by this. For the grouping by collector, it should be grouped by the department name. That is the left part. Now what should we do with the right part is this one. So let me okay, so let me, where is the first question or second question, is it? I'll erase all of this. Okay, so the stream is coming in and it is giving you, looks like this is a very frequent use case. Yeah, this looks like a very, maybe most places they ask this because they might not need the full employee object itself, right? So you got a list of employees which is coming in as a stream. Now you are grouping it. So grouping needs key and value. Okay, you mentioned that the key is the department. So group by department you mentioned. Okay, employee colon department you mentioned. Now what should be the value? By default, the value will become the employee itself. The whole object will become the the value of each thing, and it will get added to a list. It will become a list of employees. Now instead we are saying it, no, the value should not be that. You just take only the name part of the employee, okay, and convert that to a list. So that is what we are saying in the second part of the function. Okay, so in here we are saying map the name of the employee as the value and convert it to the list. Probably in the collect function itself it says no, this grouping by it says classifier and downstream. So classifier is how do you want to group by, right? And then the downstream is what should be the right hand side, the value of the each key. Okay, does that make sense? Show the code. Yeah, here's the code. So what we are doing here is grouping by, and then like this. So in grouping by, the left hand side is the department and the right hand side is what should be the value mapped to. It's kind of complicated. It's not very intuitive to read it or remember it. Can you talk more on the collectors.mapping? Right. So collectors.mapping, as I said, so there is key and value you want, right? For the map that is getting generated. By default, the key became the department. Value became the whole employee object itself, right? The whole employee object itself. But it's specifically asking only you want the name. So that is why you are saying using a map object, mapping function, saying employee's name. No, just about the mapping function. I think we can use outside the use case also. Okay, so there was a mapping normally, right? Remember, we had a mapping normally. We mapped the what do you say, lowercase to uppercase. So we mapped each string into its uppercase. So we simply did collectors.mapping and then did it. Let me see that use case. Maybe that will mapping. No, it was not there. Oh, not in test. Oh, it was not there. We never used mapping. Understood what map, but what collectors.map does. Where is it? So collectors.mapping is adapts a collector accepting elements of type U to one accepting elements of type T by applying a mapping function to each input before accumulation. So, okay, so they have an example here. Map city of comma set of string to last names by city. So they are taking people.stream and they are collecting by grouping the city name, and then they are taking person's last names and creating a set. So we know that in this city, people with these last names are present, and they are not even doing a list of it. They are just taking a set of it to find unique names. It's here for a given, for example, given a stream of person to accumulate the set of unique last names in the city. You can do this. So mapping collectors are most useful when used in a multi-level reduction, such as a downstream of a grouping by or partition by. So apparently this is mostly used even here only, in grouping by and partitioning by also. Right, let's say, so it's name as .map, but only difference is when we use it. Right. It's if you see, its name is also mapping, not mapping by, map by, right? If you see, there is another collector called map by, not mapping, I guess. Oh, it is mapping only. No, then we should see to map. This was the one we saw initially. So there are multiple functions. Okay, this was grouping. Can you please rewrite the mapping function using lambda? This one? Okay. This will become emp dot name, like this, and collectors become to list. The whole thing. This will become emp dot department. This way. To list also. The to list you can't do anything. That should be to list only. That's, you are providing a collector there. It says all of, so there will be multiple employees names in the same department, right? So this collector says, what do you do when there are multiple employees? You just collect it to a to list. Collectors.mapping of X. you uh, it takes two arguments. The mapping function takes two arguments. The one that you have written, there is only one argument. Does not, yes, it needs two arguments. You need a function and a downstream. So why two arguments, I'll say. Okay, understand, maybe we can understand it this way. So when you are mapping something, so you say key, right? Key can be only one, unique, but values can be multiple. So let's say there are multiple people. So you see there are many employees in the IT department, Bob and David, two employees are there. Now when two people come, what should I do with it is the question. So you are saying just collect it as a list. I thought we can club 2 into 100. No, there are two arguments. We cannot club it like that. Okay. Any other questions in this question? Okay, I think your chat stopped coming through. Oh, so first argument is the mapping function. Second one is the collecting function. Correct. Exactly. Because otherwise, what did we do if we were to just give the mapping function, let's say, in usual cases where we give mapping, it would again generate a stream. But here we are actually collecting it into values. You can't expect another stream out of a collector. So that's why we have to say, where do I want to collect these things? And you collect it into a list. And one more thing to remember is that, hey, one more thing to remember is that this second line, right, the collectors, you can revert the code back to non-lambda. Thanks. Yeah, I'll do that. So one more thing to remember is that the second line, right, it's an optional, what do you say, parameter. So there are, I mean, overloaded function. So there are two types of functions here. The second one we wrote just to convert it from a list of employee to a list of string, just the names. Okay, fine. So I'll convert this back to method reference employee name, right? And this is employee department. Your screen is stuck. Oh, 1 second. I think it has started acting up. Okay, let me know if it gets stuck again. I think when the laptop gets hot, it's getting stuck. Fine, we'll give it a break after doing problem 3. How much? How many minutes? Oh, 45 minutes. Okay, then we'll take a break. Okay, so we will take a break and then come back and see problem 3. Fine. Okay, so see you guys in 10 minutes. Hello. Okay, so I saw some questions and I stopped the break earlier. Okay, so let's do this. Fine. So we have ignore all this code. Okay, let's see it in a stream perspective. What should we do now? I'm in live mode. Just a second. So what should we do now? We have to first first group. What's going on? My pen is not writing. Group by. I think something happened to the iPad. Okay, group by department. Okay, that is the first thing we have to do. What is the next thing? Okay, something is very wrong with the iPad. Just a minute. Let me come back. Let me restart notes. Okay, I think it's working now. Fine. So first thing you have to do is group by department. Okay. Second thing you have to do is, I'll come back to your comment 1 second. So second thing you have to do is get only the names of each people. Okay. Each people in the department. Fine. So when you do just group by department, what happens? You get it like HR, IT and finance, right? So you get it like HR, IT, finance. You get 3 departments. Now in each department there are multiple people, so that is already a list of people, list of employee. Same here, list of employee. But then, so think of it just conceptually. Don't go to the mapping function, all of that now. Okay, so just think of it conceptually. So you have a list of employees. Now you want to convert that list of employee into a list of their names only, just their names. So you are saying take the name of each employee, okay, in this list and convert it to another list. Okay, let's just think that you got a stream of this thing. And you're saying map the name and convert it into a list. Okay, you can make a list out of it, you can make a set out of it. Okay, I think we saw a .to set also, right, in the one of the examples. So it depends on you, whatever you want. You can probably you can even make another map out of it, so it becomes a map of map. I think the next question is even that only. Next or fifth question is even that you have to create a map of map. So when those things come in, that is when this thing comes into the picture. Okay, so now you have a list of, so ignore all this to set and to map. Okay, you have a list of strings. Okay, and this became your value part. And what is your key part? It is still the same string, which is the department name. So that is what we are essentially doing here. So this became the key and this became the value. So in the mapping function, why the .to list came was to say how do you want to collect the names. Do you want it as a list? Do you want it as a set or something else, some other data type? That is the question. Does that make sense? So let me read your thing. Map string of list of string is the goal. With the group by, we go till map string of list of employee. Till there it is clear, correct. So once you got that list of employee, right, in the second part, we are converting that into a list of string. That is the whole concept in the mapping by function. we are taking a stream of this, okay, converting this into a stream, and then we are saying map, doing a map, and then taking just the employee name. Okay, so when you have a stream, what you should do, you have to collect it, right? For that you're saying collect it to a list. Okay, if this collectors.toList is confusing you, I'll show you one thing. Let's go to one of the L1 assignments. Okay, L1 assignment. You take any of the L1. Oh, I'm in the master branch. Okay, let me check out the. How do I? Okay, fine. So anywhere here you see we use .toList here. For example, what is this question? Filter even numbers from a list, and we did filter then .toList. This is actually a handy function. The actual thing that it is doing is it is actually doing a collect only, collect and doing collectors.toList. So everywhere, instead of writing this .collect and then writing .collectors.toList, we are simply converting into toList. Okay, so similarly in here also, in our second problem also, we are doing collectors.toList because we are already inside a collector. You cannot do .toList again there. Okay, does that make sense? I hope your chats are coming in. Okay, I'll undo this one. I'll close it. Now it's clear. Fine. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad I could make it clear. So we'll move to the third question. Okay. Third question. Fine. So third question, find all duplicate elements in a list using Java streams. So example is input is this and output is this. Okay. So let's understand the question. They gave an blue color. So they gave a list. Okay. In this list, you are supposed to find only duplicates. So what all the values are duplicates? So 1 came twice, 2 came twice, 3 came twice, everything came twice. Okay. So your output should be 1, 2, 3. So that is what they're expecting. Okay. Simple as that. But how are we going to do this? Fine. So any ideas how to solve this? Take your time, think about it. 5, 3. It's 5, 3. So 5, 4. You have 1 minute. Okay, time up. Okay, so let's look at the streaming APIs that we have first. Okay, numbers dot stream dot distinct is a function which we have, for example, to find distinct elements. So what does distinct do? It will simply give us a list of all distinct items, right? Pen mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will give this list. Yeah, it gives all the unique items. The 4 and 5 also came in because they are unique in the list, so it gave the distinct items. But we don't need just distinct items here. We need to find duplicates. So how can we do that? So this is, there are two solutions to it. One is you go through each element. Okay, I mean, stream actually creates each element, right? So you go through each element, and then for each element, check if that is there more than once in the list. That is one approach. Okay, so you see, you get one, then you check if one is there anywhere else. Okay, then you take two, then you see if two is there anywhere else in the list. But the problem with this, if you guys know about big O, this is big O of n square, because for each element you are again going through all the elements in the list. So it's kind of, what do you say, time consuming. So I'll write this. How we can do it is stream dot filter. So we have to filter, and then collect, sorry, you get what do you say, a number, right? Number, and then you see collections frequency. Okay, in the numbers you have to see if the current number is present more than once, then dot to list. So what is happening here is, there is a, what do you say, function in collections called frequency. It will give you the number of times a specific item appears in a data structure. So for example, if you take one, right? Let me change, undo. Okay, so if you take one, it will see in this collection how many times is one appearing. It is appearing two times, right? So can we create two streams and iterate each element in first stream over the second stream? We can do what? Yeah, we can do that. Essentially, we are kind of doing the same thing here also. Okay, I'll come to that. Okay, so we checked how many times one is coming. So one is there twice. So that is the frequency. So this frequency function returns that. Okay, and says frequency of this number is greater than 1. So if at all it is greater than 1, then we filter it in, like we accept that. Okay, and we return. So I'll first get this integer duplicates equals this. Okay, and then I return that. Let's see. No, I'll just run this test case, find all duplicates. Oh. Hey, oh, there are multiple test cases for the same thing. Okay, then I cannot run just one. Test find all duplicate elements in list. Okay, I'll just run this test case. Okay, run as JUnit test, and it failed. Expect. Can we print it and see? Yeah, I think I have to do that only. Sys out this, run it. What is std out? We got all the numbers. 1 2 3 3 2 1. Oh, it converted it into, so it came twice because, okay, I'll say what is happening. So what does the list do? It goes through each item. So one came twice here, one came twice here also. So it returned the whole list. Yes, understand it? So For this it printed 1 okay, for this it gave a 2, then 3, then 4 and 5 occurs only once, so it doesn't take that. Then this 3 came twice, I mean 3 is there here also, so it simply takes this. 2 is here, there, here, so it takes that, and 1 is there, there. So it duplicated it. So how do we deduplicate it now? You have to do distinct again. So dot distinct and then dot to list, right? So this might give the answer. Yeah, this gave the answer. Okay, so as I already told, this is a big O of n square solution, and Divya asked, can we do a stream of streams, right? So let's try that also. Okay, so this is duplicates part 1. Now let's try again with numbers dot stream dot filter. Collection dot frequency returns a map. No, collection dot frequency just returns a number, how many times that thing is present. It returns an integer. Okay. Now you said about stream of stream, right? So num dot numbers stream. So the problem here is you don't know where to start from, right? There is no there is no index here. So how can you say? So if I took this one, then I cannot say, if you do dot contains even 4 will return true, right? Because it is going through the whole array, it will not skip 4. Then again distinct. I didn't understand how that works. Let's say, I mean, I didn't understand your idea. Let me erase this. Okay. Fine. So you are in the stream started. Okay, you are in item 1. Now you will do what? Dot contains. Let's say you are saying dot contains. You are checking if this whole thing contains 1. It will return true. Okay, my idea doesn't work. It considers 4, 5 also as duplicates. Correct. So it will, when it comes here is the problem. When it looks at 4, it will again going through the whole thing and seeing if it contains 4. So it would fail. Right. Good. You caught up fast. Okay. So that doesn't work. Now, how do we actually solve it in a faster way? I mean, not in big of n square method. We'll solve it in big of n method. Okay. So for that, we have to have an extra data structure. Okay. So we have to kind of think out of the box. So if I use a set of integer and store, like visited or something like that. Okay. Equals new hash set of integer. Okay. Now, how will you use this? Any idea? So if I use this hash set to remember numbers that we visited already, does collection.frequency calculate frequency of number for each time or just once? Each time. For each item in the stream, it is calculating it. So when you are at 1, it is calculating the collection again. When you are at 2, it is computing it again. So for each item in the stream, it is computing. That is why it is big of n square. It's exponential. Is it exponential? Yes. Yeah. If it calculates only once, we don't care, but it is calculating every time. That is the problem. Okay, fine. So now, how will you solve this with the visited hash set? Set stores unique numbers. Okay. So shall I put everything in the set? How do I go about? So I'll comment out this thing. Okay. For each number, check if it's there in the hash set already. Awesome. Okay. So what I'll do is numbers dot stream. Okay. Dot filter, and in the filter I'll see if visitor dot contains the number. So if a number comes in, I'm checking if visitor dot contains the number, and then do toList. So what this will do is, whenever I'm pushing something into the hash set, okay, let's think about it. So I created a hash set. This is my hash set, okay. First I push 1, and it will be, where are we updating the set? Here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're correct. So visitor dot put, is it put or add? Add. Yeah, visitor dot add. So visitor dot add actually returns a boolean. So adds a specified element to the set if it is not already present. Okay, and the return type is true. True if the set did not already contain the specified element. So if you are pushing it for the first time, it will return true. If you are pushing it for the second time, it will return false. So what should we do here? Should it be, is the function correct now? Yeah, super. It should be not. Okay, so what is happening? I'll explain. So you already understood. When you are pushing this for the first time, it will return true because 1 doesn't exist in the set. You're pushing for first time, it will return true. You're pushing for the first time, it will return true. Pushing for the first time, it will return true. 5 will also return true. But when you are pushing 3 for the second time, it will return false because 3 already existed. So we take this to our list, to our final result. Similarly, you push this 2 for the second time, it will return false. Take it out. You push 1 for the second time, it will return false. Yeah, take it out. Okay, so there are multiple ways to do this. You can maybe already push it into set and then check something. I don't know. So this sounds like the easiest way to do it. So I'll take this and list of integer duplicates is this. Okay, now if I run this, find all duplicate elements. Why is it 3 to 1? This shows ulta, right? Not this one. Which one did it run? Expected result. Oh, I understand why it is 3 to 1. Extra space but big of end time. Correct, big of end time but extra space. So the problem here is, even if you see in the diagram, the second numbers are what are getting returned to the output, not the first number. This is not getting returned, so it doesn't return in the order of appearance. So that is why the test case is failing. So how can we work around this? Don't say sort, because what if the array is not sorted? If the input array is not sorted? Yeah, I'm also thinking. So what I can think of is, okay, let me think of it like this. I'll push the elements into the right. I'll push the elements into the hash set, right? Then I get the set. Then I will again iterate through the list and see if the duplicate elements are there, and put that into another set and convert that into a list. That is complicated. So we'll just rewrite the test case. Or I think this first solution was what it expected, because this is not using an extra data structure, right? So I think that is what it expected. Everything is happening within the stream itself. So even though it is big of n square, it is fine with it. So according to this assignment, it is not checking for what do you say, big of n square or anything, I guess. So I'll just uncomment this. So we just learned one more what do you say, optimized way to do it. Okay, so I'll uncomment this. Let me run this. Yeah, it passed. Okay, so remember, this is, I mean, in production, don't write code like this. That will never be accepted because n square solution. But it uses only streams. So it is the expected solution only in the perspective of streams. There are more tests for this. But I am assuming that, okay, let me try this. What is this? Test find all duplicate elements in list. No duplicates. Okay, what is it doing even? Run as run. It passed. Okay, this one, run as run. It passed. Okay, so everything passed. So what are they doing here? They are taking that list and they're expecting no list. Oh, after the test find all duplicate in. Okay, they gave a different test case where there are no duplicates. Yeah. Okay, sorry, it took some time for me to understand. So in this one, test find all duplicate means all are duplicates. So all are duplicates, so it should still return that there is one duplicate. Yeah, got it. So all of the test cases passed. Nice. Okay, I'm glad they wrote multiple test cases. Fine. So with that, the third question is done. Let's move on to the fourth question. Group by multiple fields using Java Streams API. Example, this, and where is input output? Output is this, and this is the explanation. So this is going to be a headache. So if you see, I had it here, fourth question, right? 3, 4. Okay. So fourth question says, you have to group it in multiple nestings twice. You have to group it twice. First is group by department, then you group by salary. Okay, those are the two things, right? Group by department and salary, right? So when you are taking this employee list, the employee list is always same for your information. So first you group it by department. So there are 3 departments. There is HR, IT, and finance, and there are salaries again. So in HR, what is the first HR? This HR. His salary is 60,000. Okay, so 60,000. Who is it? Alice. Then there is a HR called Charlie. Okay, his salary is 70,000. Is Charlie. Okay, these are simple cases. Now comes IT. In IT, there are 2 people, and both have different salaries, so no problem there also. Bob and who is the next guy? David. Okay, they have, it should be by salary. So 80,000, David is 90,000. Okay, Bob came here, David came here. Now what is the next one? It's finance. So in finance, there is Eve, whose salary is 80,000. So something is missing here. I think the question is different. Let me just recheck. Employees are Alice HR 60,000, Bob IT 80,000, Charlie HR 70,000, David IT 90,000, Eve Finance 80,000, and there is one more employee called Frank in IT with 80,000. Okay, I missed that. So there is one more guy called Frank in IT with 80,000. Okay, so what happens here, in 80,000 there is Bob and Frank. Okay, so this became extra. Yeah, IT has to, I just noticed it. Okay, 80,000 Eve is there. Okay, so you can see already this is kind of complicated. You are doing two levels of nesting. So first level is by department, next level is by salary. You are again nesting, right? So how will you do this? Take a time. Okay, it's 5:25. Let's 5:26. Let's come back at 5:26. Okay, so let's start solving. I think, I mean, I don't have a solution already. Let me think. So first of all, one thing I want to say is, yeah, they are just asking the employee object, the whole employee object, not just the, what do you say, name of the employer and thing. Okay, so that is one less mapping that we have to do. Fine. So let's start with arrays.stream. Arrays.stream employees, because employees is a normal array. We have to convert it into a stream. Now for each employee, they are saying collect. Okay, group it by department, right? So collectors dot grouping by, and you say employee department. Okay, so far we are collected by department, I mean group by department. Now we got an got a map which says string and then employee. Okay, but the problem is you are not going to just group by department. You have to again group that by salary. How do you do that? So I am assuming, because I'm also not sure, I'm assuming you have to do the mapping thing again. So group by department and then collectors dot mapping. Okay, now in the map function, what will you do? You will take the employee object as it is. Okay, and then you need a collector there. You do collectors dot grouping by again, and you do employee salary. So I'm just raw writing it raw. Let me see. Okay, did we let me collect this and see. Oh, they wanted list of string only. Okay, so you need an employee, not just the employee, you need the whole full employee. The employee, I mean not the full employee, you need just the employee's name only. this is wrong, whatever they gave in the sample output. Okay, that's not a problem. Oh, they gave correctly in the sample output. I was wrong. You just need Alice, Charlie. You need just the name. Okay. Okay, so we got it converted to department colon and then salary colon, sorry, department and then colon salary colon employee. Now you have to convert that employee also into employee names. So what we can do here, can we do this? No. What if I remove this? Yeah, this would fail. Cannot convert from string to employee. So you have to essentially put a comma here. Okay. Mapping employee name. I know you already lost all hope, but still. Okay. So you got it. So map of string comma double list. Chat doesn't allow me to paste code. Oh, is it? We should figure out something about it. Probably we should have like a Discord group or something where we can paste the chat, because YouTube chat seems very unreliable. Okay, so regardless, let me submit this and see. So this was grouped by multiple fields. No, call hierarchy. Okay, so let me run this. I'm pretty sure they are checking string based, which will fail. Yeah, obviously it failed. But we should have gotten our answer. So let me see. Doesn't show small also. But was so HR 60,000 is Alice, 70,000 is Charlie, IT 80,000 is Bob, Frank 90,000 is David, and 80,000 is Eve. So we got whatever we wanted, but then this is written like this. This is wrong. So we should convert this into a proper object. Only then it will pass. Okay. Okay. So did you come to the same solution, Divya? Which whatever you are trying to type into chat, or do you have a? You wrote it. Wow. Nice. That's good. In the last question, you were confused with mapping, and you finally wrote it. That's very good. Okay, fine. So let me fix the test code. So let me fix the test. So employees, is this right? Please don't do this. Result. Okay. Result should be change type to this, and expected should be also the same type. So map.off. Let me see here and write HR should be having a map.off and 60,000 list.off Alice 60,000.0. Okay, this is going to take some time. So 60,000 is that person, and then you have this. Is this correct? Yeah. And then you have something failed. Here. No, what is wrong? Let me write it properly. So you have map. This is the key. This is the value. Okay. Key value. Next key. It should come inside this. You have map.off key value. Next should be 70,000 Oh, 70,000 list dot of Charlie. Use ChatGPT. Are you sure it will do it nicely? Hey, what? Oh, okay. You're giving the answer. Wait, let me copy it. Can I copy it? No. Hey, if I add you as moderator, will you be able to standard moderator? Okay. Yeah. See if you are able to type something after changing some moderation options. Okay. So convert this to a Java map of string of double of whatever it is. Okay. Bro, I don't want the explanation. Just give me the Java code. Ah. Oh my god. No, 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 no. I don't trust ChatGPT. Okay, so that was first one, right? I'll just quickly write it. Once you write one, it is easy after that. Okay. Here's my code. Oh, you finally wrote it. So what, did you change the moderation option? How were you able to write it now? Okay. France. Okay, so IT has 80,000 with Bob and Frank. Yeah, it allows me to type code after you made me moderator. So you didn't change anything. You just wrote as usual. Good. I thought you added some waitlist or something to allow code. Okay, so David, and then finance has 80,000 and it is Eve. Okay. I hope it's correct. Just let me know if it's not correct. Rerun. Yep, it passed. Okay. I think there are 2 test cases. Let me try the next one. Call hierarchy. This one. Hey, this is again okay. Expected is just a map of this much. Okay, it should be a map where 60,000 is there and it is Alice. Okay. We don't need this and we don't need this. Fine. So I'll run this again and it passed. Okay. Moving on. That was 4th question. Okay, and let's go to the 5th question, the last question for this live stream. Example input, example output, and explanation. Okay, so find the longest string in each group using Java Streams API. Example is apple banana and output is a banana. Okay, so I'll say what it is. Back to iPad. Okay, so they gave us a string array. Okay, and they're asking us to build an output which actually give this. What is that? What is that thing that you... Oh, use this prompt. Okay, no, I finished already. ChatGPT is slow. Okay, so the question here is, let's take the character lengths. Okay, 5. Okay, for next time. Yeah, sure. Thank you. 6, 4, 4, grape is 5, and blueberry, I don't know, BLUEBERRY, 9. Okay, so what you have to do here now is, you have to return a map where you have only the longest strings. So apple, there is only one item, so you just say apple. Okay, because that is the longest string which starts with A. Next one is B. So there are two items that are contending for B. One is blueberry, one is banana. But what is the longest here? So blueberry. So you say blueberry. Similarly, P, there is only one letter, so one word, so you just say pear. K, there is only one word, just becomes kiwi. And G, there is only one word, so it becomes grape. Okay, so that's the gist of the problem. Okay, now how will you do this? Okay, so the return type, I'll say this is the return type. So map of character comma string, right? So it is like these are the characters, A, B, P, K, G are the characters, and these are the strings. Okay, this should be a map. How will you do this? Think about it. So hint is, just in the last stream I mentioned, if there are conflicting values, you have to do something. Think about it. It is 5:41. Let's come back at 5:42. One minute is too low. Okay. How many minutes do you want? Oh, maybe if you are on ID, are you trying it out? Yeah, you can try it out and come. Okay, let's wait till 5:44. Okay, 3 more minutes. Okay, yeah. So how to pick up one when there are multiple contenders? Mic is on, right? Yeah. So, so the first thing here is you're doing Is it, so what is the function that you're using? Is it grouping by, partitioning by, to map? What are you using? Grouping by, okay. So the thing about grouping by is, what does grouping by give? Let me do that. Words dot stream dot collect. Okay, grouping by. Okay, let's look at just the return type of grouping by. Okay, semicolon. Grouping by gives a string and object. Okay. But the problem is, no, what is this? What is the return type here? Grouping by. Okay, the problem with grouping by is grouping by always gives a list, right? How will you get a single item? I want a string, not a list of string, not like this, right? So with what you have written, what does it do? Caret 0 a, and then the right side value will be the list of items, right? I mean, I'm also not clear. I'm thinking, wouldn't this be the answer? Okay, let's try that. I want to see that. What is the return type? So whatever you wrote, right? So e dot caret 0, and then you are saying, where did that collectors done mapping come from? Oh, you are using that one. Okay, so this, what does this give? Let me see. This gave a list of string. Okay, so let's say I used that one now, comma collectors dot mapping of, oh yeah, okay, there is no collector like that. So in the right side you should give a collector, right? How will you give a collector here? Okay, so that is your question. How to pick up one when there are multiple contenders? Okay, so I think the answer to this is, I mean, even I have to do this thing. So I think it is to map. And it should be key mapper. What is the key? Is it possible to do to map here? No? Okay, fine. Then I'll do collectors dot. So I have to do like this. Word. No? Okay. So how do I say it? To map. Word becomes word dot caret 0. Okay. So you got the key part of the map. Now the value part of the map will be the word itself. So string value of. Okay. You got the value part itself. But remember, we wrote a conflicting thing. So if I run this now, what will happen? Open call hierarchy, right? Okay. So if I run this now, it will say conflict, run as JUnit test. See, it will say, hey, why did it run everything? Run as JUnit test. Okay, so it says attempted merging values for banana and blueberry. So there are two values starting with B. So it caused a problem. This is where you write a merge conflict resolver, like a merge resolver. And that was, comma, you get two items, A and B. Okay, when there is a merge happening, there are two items, right? It could be either banana or blueberry. Now you should say, how do you pick banana or blueberry? So you should say comparator dot comparing. Does this work? No, you can't do this. So you have to say whatever has bigger length. So I'll just do the naive solution. If A dot length, hey, why is dot not working? Should I make it toString? Oh, it gives an object. Okay, the toString dot length is greater than B dot toString dot length, then return A, else return B. Okay, let's see if this works. No, it didn't work. Expected null. Oh, became ulta. It always says ulta. Expected result. Let's see what is going on here. So expected this, but we got null. So this is the resolve function. So why did this fail? Let me see the merge function, right? Returns a collector that accumulates elements into a map whose maybe I should do like this, string dot value of A dot length. Okay, string dot value of B dot length. If A is greater than B, return A, else B. Let's see. Why does it keep returning? Hey, I didn't see this. So collect. Okay, now what? P for pear, A for apple, B for blue. Are they returning string here? No, they have a map of, right? So it's correct. So why is it failing? Let's see it again. G for grapefruit, P for pear, Q for kiwi, blueberry. So what did we get? Pear, apple, blueberry, grapefruit is correct, right? Oh, maybe because it's not character. Is it character? Yeah, it's a character. Let me compare with my answer here. So A for apple, B for blueberry, G for grapefruit, K for kiwi, P for pear. Okay. Hey, why did A for banana come? What is this? How did that even happen? Oh, that is what this is expecting. Okay, the test case is wrong. Yeah, nice test case, bro. A for banana, A for apple, B for blueberry, G for grapefruit, K for kiwi, P for pear. Okay. Okay, it passed. Thank you. Fine. So moving on to the next test case. There were two test cases. Let's see the second one. Let's run this. Run as JUnit test. Oh, that passed too. So what is this doing? ABCD becomes ABCD. Fine. Okay, so that was a nice solution. I don't know if there is an easy, is more, a better way to write this. Let's ask. Is there a better way to write this? Oh, they just did A dot length greater than B dot length. But how did they do How did they do that? I didn't get dot length, right, for me. A comma B, A dot length greater than B dot length, then A else B. Okay, isn't that what I tried but failed? A dot length. It's not coming, right? I'm not getting A dot length. Actually, they didn't make it a function. A dot length. Oh, they did like this. Okay. Greater than B dot length, then A else B. Okay. And they have this neat thing called function dot identity. I never use this. So used function dot identity for the value mapper to improve readability. So I think that function dot identity just does this string dot value of. So you don't need to. So essentially what we are doing here is we are taking a word, then again doing word dot value of word, which is actually a double job. So they did function dot identity, which apparently gives the same value back, I guess. Returns a function that always returns its input argument. Nice. Nice to know that something like this exists. Okay. Okay, with that, the fifth question is also done. Do you guys have any questions? I see the chat stop chatting. I hope it's not confusing. Recap 5, fifth question. Okay. So what we are doing here, I'll try to break this. Okay. 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 So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a dot to map. Okay. So I'll remove this part. Okay. I'll remove the merge conflict thingy. Okay. So what I'm doing here is for every word that is coming into the collector, right? I am taking, this is the key. Okay. This is the key. This is the value. Okay. I'm setting the key as the first character because that is what we want, right? If you see our example, like A, B, P, that is the first value. So I'm setting this as the key to my map. And for value, I'm setting function dot identity, which I just learned, which is apparently just whatever word is coming in, it will just return the word as it is. So if I got apple, it just return apple as it is. So no problem. Okay. So I set that. Now problem is for a single key, there can be multiple values here. Let's say B has banana and blueberry. So when such a case happens, a conflict happens. So we need to have a resolver for that. So that is where this came in. So in the resolver, I am saying two words can come in. Let's say banana and blueberry came in. So A could be banana and B could be blueberry. Now I have to resolve this. And I'm saying that in both of these, whosoever length is bigger, return that. Okay, for that I'm using a ternary operator. So if A's length is greater than B's length, then return A, else return B. Okay, so that is what the merge function is doing. So with this, we built a value is function dot identity itself, right? Right. Correct. So whatever what function dot identity does is it essentially gives in whatever came. So I can write this as word. So whatever word came in, I'm returning it back. I'm not doing anything on it. So instead of that, we can write function dot identity as well. Apparently, that is more what do you say, stream terminology. Does it make sense? Can you write example instead of code? Okay. So let's say this is our list, right? So Apple came in. So for Apple, I'm setting key value. Key becomes first letter of Apple, which is A. Value becomes Apple itself. I took the word and gave it as it is. Okay. Then comes banana. Same thing. B becomes the key. Value becomes banana. Okay. Same for pear also, kiwi also, grape also. Now we'll see when a conflict happens. Okay. Blueberry came in. When blueberry came in, it is trying to push that into the map, but B already has banana. So now it became a conflict. So we have the first contender as banana and the second contender as blueberry. Okay. Now what we are saying, we have to keep only one of these, either banana or, okay, I'll erase this. It should be either banana or blueberry. Now, how do you solve the mystery? How do you solve the conflict? You are checking the lengths of each. So banana is 5, blueberry is 9. So I'm saying whichever has higher string length, right? Set that as the value for blueberry, B I'm saying. So it becomes blueberry. So that was the ternary option that operation that I wrote there. Make sense? I guess you want to see the code now. Shall I switch to the code? Okay. Okay. So this is the code. So whenever banana and blueberry came in, I'm checking whatever is the bigger, longer value. I'm setting that as the contention is resolved using this function. Okay. Can you show the to-map syntax, please? Yeah, to-map. So this is the to-map syntax. It takes a key mapper, a value mapper, and a merge function. So in a merge function is, no, it's not mandatory. So if you didn't write, so that is what was happening initially when, let's say I remove this. Okay. Is there a bracket missing? Yeah. So if I remove this, okay. Now if I run the test case, what will happen is, not this test case, let's run the other test case with conflict, this one. Okay. If I ran this test case, what happens is it will throw this problem that attempted merging values banana and blueberry, and there is a duplicate key for B. So it says this. So I think in production or in real world, you have to give a merge function. Maybe there could be a possibility of a merge conflict happen. There's like a higher chance, right? So you can give a merge function. Okay, right. So I'll uncomment this and we'll keep the merge function and we'll run it again, and it passed. Okay, it passed. Fine. So can we solve this using group by style instead of map? Let's try that. I am thinking the problem will be group by actually gives the second part of group by is a list. So it will create like a list of string. So even if you keep one string also, it's fine. But then it will create a list of just blueberry instead of, keeping just string. Let me try that anyway. So words dot stream dot collect collectors dot grouping by, and then I group them by character, right? Word dot char at, say word dot char at 0. Okay, until now I will get a map of character comma list of string. Okay, I'll get this until now, right? Now what I have to do is I have to convert that list of string into a single item. How can I do that? So grouping by has that extra thing, right, where you can add this. And what do we write here usually? So we have map of string comma list of string. Yes. So this one, if you see the return type, it is a map of character comma list of string. That is a problem. We need this map of character comma string. So if I simply print this, for example, it will have banana and blueberry. See, so it will have b equal to banana blueberry. Everything else will be like a list of, so a is list of apple, b is list of pear. Right, so collectors dot mapping. Let's try that next. Okay. After this, I'll do collectors mapping. Okay. The mapping function takes a mapper and a downstream. The mapper, I'll say the word itself, right? Function dot identity, or I'll write in simpler terms. Word will become word itself. There is no other mapping I need to do with the word. Now the second parameter for this one is the collector. It should do collector dot, is there a averaging, double counting, filtering, flat mapping, joining? There is min by, max by, reducing. There is a reducing. Shall we try reducing? Let's try reducing. Reducing. Then I'll say you get two values. The same story actually. I'll just copy paste this here. Okay. Okay. Hopefully this one. Max by will return a number, right? If you have numbers, it will return a number. I'll come to that later. It gave a character comma optional string. So I have to make this into a string again. Then I have to have a collectors dot reducing, right? Okay, there are so many brackets here. I need first of all understand where is which bracket. I'll cut this much. I think I have to do collect. Okay, let's see your max by first. Collectors dot max by, right? What do you say? String length. Okay. What does this return? Okay, I don't know why that is failing. Let me just do word, then word dot length. Nope. So what does max by need? Max by needs a comparator. Okay, so comparator dot comparing string length. Okay, does this also give a optional? Okay, I'm fine even if it gives an optional. I'll just let's just see. Okay, that also gave an optional. Okay, let's see. Let's print it and see. Get. Oops, no. Okay, let's just print this. I hope it prints the value instead of just saying object. Where is the studio? Oh, you got it. Nice. But the only difference is it is giving an optional string. There is another thing called collectors dot collect, and then maybe with that we can even convert this optional into a normal value. Should we try that? Okay, let's go crazy. So word, did he send something? No, nothing. Okay, so collecting, and then this is what we want, right? So collector um, like this. So you have to write the mapping function here, or the collecting function here, collectors dot mapping, and then you have to, no, I have no idea. Let's see, let's ask ChatGPT, that is better, because there are like 100 brackets here, I can't understand it. Okay, can you make this into a, this one, right? Make this return by using collecting and then, that is correct, but where will I use the collecting and then? Okay, so you got grouping by this, collecting and then collectors.max by. Hey, so whatever I wrote was correct only. So some bracket was mismatching, is it? Okay. Where is whatever I wrote? Should I redo? Or I should redo? Okay, collecting and then you write collectors dot, what did they say here? Oh, there is no mapping. There is just collectors dot max by. So you don't do another this thing here. Okay, so they did collectors dot max by comparator dot comparing string length. Okay, and then you do whatever value comes here, you have to do this. So there's some extra bracket, let me fix that. Okay, then you do, you get optional str, convert it to optional str dot get. Okay, it's a string, or else, oh yeah, okay, that is also good. I'll do or else empty string. Okay, did it say or else? Oh yeah, it said or else, I didn't notice. Okay, this is a very verbose way of doing the same thing. Let's run this. Std out, same. Nice. It's nice to know that we can do it with both. And this has kind of more control actually than that, is it? Isn't it not? Yeah, because there is a characters.max by, there is more control kind of. But that sounds more, what do you say, intuitive. I don't know. I need one I need 1 day break. Okay. Fine. So we'll do one thing. We'll quickly recap. So I'll just write this as using to map. This is using grouping by. Okay. Okay. So both works. So let's see from the beginning. We are just starting to scratch the surface, so please hold on. It's nice that you solved the third problem on your own, which means you're already a pro. Okay, so find employees with nth highest unique salary. So nth largest salary, we have a list of employees, okay, and we are supposed to find the employee who has the highest distinct salary. Okay, so we simply need an double value, need a double value only. So we did map and extracted just the salary of each person, and then we did distinct to find the unique values, and then we sorted it in descending order so that we get the highest salary first, and then we skip n-1. This is very important to remember, because if you do just skip of n, so let's say you want the nth highest, and there are, where is the map that I used, right? Green color. So if there is this many items, and they asked third highest. So if you skip 1 2 3, then you will get this value. The fourth value is what you'll get. So you always need to do n minus 1. So n minus 1 is 2. So it skips the first two items, okay, so that you get the third item. Okay, so you get 70,000, which is the answer. That was that. What is a relatively simple. Then you have the second one, convert list of objects to map with custom key value pairs. So they want to convert, segregate people by department. So in each department, who are all the employees, and they don't just need the employee object, they need the name of the employees only. So to do that, we have grouping by again to group by department, and then in the grouping by there is an overloaded function which says what do you want in the second half. So the downstream, they apparently call it downstream. So these are technical terms we need to remember. It's called a downstream, which says what is the value of the map. So it's a map of key value, right? The key is the department name. What is the value? The value should be the employees' names collected as a list. Okay, that was second question. Third question is find all duplicate elements in a list using Java Streams API. So you have a list of elements, and they want to find out things which are appearing twice or more, duplicate. So 1 appears twice here and here, 2 appears here and here, 3 appears here and here, 4 and 5 are unique, they don't appear anymore more than once. So the values that are duplicate are 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and for that the solution was to stream and then do a filter. And in filter we saw an API from the collections, collections object. And in collections object there is a frequency function which says how many times an object appears in the collection. So we have a list of numbers, and in that we are checking how many times a specific number is coming, and if it is greater than 1 we mark it as duplicate and we add it to our list. Okay, so we filter it in, and then we see distinct items. This distinct was not necessary, right? Oh, the distinct was necessary because for each item it says that true. So when it comes to this 3, so it goes to 1 2 3 4 5, and when it comes to this 3, it sees that this 3 is there already before it. So the output becomes 1 2 3 3 2 1, because the duplicate items come twice. So we need to distinct that also. So if at all the number comes again, we have to not add it to our list. Okay, so distinct it and add it to a list. Okay, system out I'll remove. And then the fourth question, group by multiple fields using Java Stream API. So this is kind of a list of list they wanted. Oh, sorry, a map of map that they wanted. So that was third question, right? This one, fourth question. So they kind of want a data structure where you first group people by their departments, and then for each department you group it again by salary. Okay, so people, so there the answer had only one person who had, one salary which had multiple values. So in IT department there were 2 people getting 80,000 as their salary. So we convert that into a list. So how do we do that? We do arrays.stream. So why arrays.stream? Because employees is an primitive array. We have to convert that into a stream, then collect it and group by first of all department. Okay, now in group by it's again key value, right? So the key is department which we got. Now what is the value? The value should be collectors.mapping, and then again so here also it's an identity. You collect it and group it by salary again. Okay, and then you again split it into name and you collect it into list. So there is like multiple nesting happening here. Okay, so if at all they simply asked I want a list of employee here, this last thing wouldn't have been needed. This collectors.mapping of employee name wouldn't have been necessary. Okay, so that was that. And then you have fifth question which we just solved. So whenever there is a list of items, fruits, apple, banana, pear, kiwi, grape, blueberry. They want it to be mapped in such a way. The key should be the first character of each fruit, and the value should be the fruit name which has the longest word. So the only conflict that is happening for us is banana and blueberry have the same starting letters, but blueberry has longer, its blueberry is longer. So what happens is we select blueberry as our answer. So to do that, there were two solutions which we saw. The first one is a normal to map function in which you can say what is a key mapper. The key mapper is simply the first character, the value mapper is the value itself, and the merge function says whichever has the longer length, pick that up. So if you see here, the first key is character word.char 0, which is the first character. Value is the word itself, or we actually found an interesting thing called identity dot, hey, was it called function.identity, okay, which does the same thing as word arrow mark word, like it returns whatever it input. That is the whole point of identity. Okay, so that becomes a value. And for the merge function, this is the merge resolver, or like the merge conflict resolver. Whenever two or one, or more than one item comes for a particular key, you use the merge conflict resolver, and you say that if there are two words A and B, let's say banana and blueberry, you can compare the sizes of each, and whatever is the greater size, you return that. Okay, this is a simple ternary operator happening here. If there is background noise, please ignore it. There is Diwali happening outside. Okay. This was using to map. Then we saw one more solution using group by, which is actually giving us more control over what is happening, but it is more verbose for a simple thing like this. Okay. So what we are doing here is, it's not audible. Oh, that's nice. Good mic. Okay. So collectors dot grouping by, and here again the key is the first character. Now what is the value? For value, what we are doing is we are doing, so I'll go from inside to outside. We are doing collector dot max by and then comparing the string lengths. Okay, and that itself will give us an optional string. So we have to resolve that optional string into a normal string. So for that, what we are doing is we are doing a collecting and then. So in the collecting and then, we are saying first to collect it into this, collected by comparator dot compare, and then collect it. And then we are saying whatever value comes in, right, the optional string, convert it into dot or else. So dot or else, what it does is, if optional string has a value, it will return it. If it is null, it will return an empty string. Okay, with that we collected that. Okay, so you can either use collect or collect to, it will give the same output. Okay, so collect to also passed. Okay, so with that, the first 5 questions of level 2 are done. So we will look at the next 5 questions. I don't know what time, probably, I don't know if we'll have it today. Let's join at maybe, so there's only 6 to 10, right? There are 10 questions remaining. So we'll join at, I don't know, what time do you guys feel will be nice to join? Thank you. Appreciate your patience. Thank you. Thank you for asking a lot of questions and helping me learn new things. So part 4 will be level 2 and questions 6 to 10. Okay, so done. Here is font. See, interestingly, everything except strike through has a shortcut, so I have to open this menu. So strike through. So part 4, when will we do this? Okay, maybe I'll think about it and schedule a stream in YouTube. So if you are subscribed, you'll get a notification. If you put the bell icon, you'll get a notification whenever I schedule a stream. Okay, so yeah, if you guys like the stream, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you'll get notification whenever a stream runs. Okay, fine. Any other questions? I'll end the stream otherwise. Okay, I'll consider it. No more questions. So we'll end the stream. Thank you guys. See you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day.